How are you doing this morning?
It, briefly I wanna say rained, but it was like a few raindrops came from the sky.
It's probably as good as it's gonna get in South Texas.
It's just like I was like, "It's happening, the thing is happening." But no.
Well, we've got some for you. It's waiting.
I was thinking, why has no one started a zero-scaping business?
I mean, when we were in Arizona, that's a thing that, like, they've mandated now in a lot of cities, and so it's probably just because y'all are in the middle of nowhere, and
Well, I'm just everybody's yard just died,
yeah,
except for the people who have well water that haven't realized that the water comes out of the ground and that there's only so much of it there.
yeah, and all of it gives you cancer.
You'll just die faster.
Mm. That's not grass, those are tumors.
It does grow very weird. It's very, what is it? The Last of Us, or what is that show called? Um, but yeah, it's just like people could be out here just dumping out some sand, throwing a couple cactuses here and there, and just killing it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's
um,
just all about what people wanna buy, and I'm gonna bet they all still want green like, that St. Augustine grass, and it's just not a thing. Not a thing for anybody anymore.
oh, it gave me a little bit of joy watching everybody's yard die. Like,
That's fair.
like especially the people that just put it in, and I was like, love
Yeah.
thy neighbor. No, I
And enjoy their suffering.
just say they had certain signs in their yard.
Bring it in,
Are
bring it
you?
in. Cool. So, what I've got for today is for those of you listening at home, had a great adventure last week. I went on a visit to our lovely neighbors up north in Kazakhstan and had the great fortune of ending up with appendicitis and having to go and have my appendix removed at a hospital in Canada. It was a fantastic experience. I don't recommend it. Don't do it if you can avoid it. But everything that I'd heard about Canadian healthcare is totally wrong. It is essentially the same as here in the States. And I waited maybe an hour, but they thought I was dying, which is probably what would have happened here. If you have broken your toe, yeah, you're going to wait longer because somebody like me shows up and they think I'm dying. I mean, I'm 40 and probably 30 pounds overweight, so they thought I was having a heart attack, but it presents very similarly. But it gave me a lot of time to think, which was really cool. And one of the things I was thinking about was folks who have the relationship between healthcare and being able to do cool shit. And this is something I wanted to talk to you about because I have had the great benefit of having a partner who works in healthcare and thus access to healthcare via both her insurance and her personal relationships. And how often are we like, is lose the idea of losing your healthcare keeping people from doing cool shit? And as the most recent one, how you feeling, Tabitha?
I'm like, "You don't wanna have you heard my uncle's story yet?
No, I
Because
don't think
this might not be a subject you wanna get into."
I feel like having talked to a lot of folks about like starting their own shop, they're like, "Yeah, I would love to," and right,
Yeah,
I
having
got
healthcare is great.
yeah,
Some of us have other reasons why we don't go to doctors and still raw dog life real hard.
no. So like, have you? Because again, like you're the most recent. Are you cool with talking about this?
It's I talk about it all the time, it's just
Yeah.
not something I don't wanna, be like, "Here's the town horror story."
No, no, no. Well, that's why I'm sort of like you in particular, having been the most recent sort of solopreneur to go out and take a swing at this, right? Like when you started Slight Look, right? It was kind of from a position of like you'd already been doing a little for yourself. We tried to get something going before that just did not take off. Um, and so like navigating the we're gonna blow right past it. Just navigating the that transition right into I'm running my own shop. I'm now on my own, and without the sort of safety net of somebody else in your life having being able to put you on their insurance policy.
Oh god. See, this is hard because I'm I'm insanely healthy. I'm also very fearful of going to the doctor
Doctor.
because bad things might happen to you. Uh, James's wife is a good lady. Not associated with this story.
No, no.
Trigger warning. I'll
There we
share.
go.
I was like, trigger warning, everyone. Uh, my uncle molested like half the town.
That's a all right.
So when you set that bar, so like things you didn't know weren't supposed to happen in doctor's appointments.
Yeah. Fair, fair. And
Yeah,
that would color your impression of what doctors do
yeah,
a
yeah.
lot.
And just hearing like whenever people find out, they always like share a story of something, and it's like everybody has a fucking story.
Mhm.
And it's like ranges from something really inappropriate being said or weird things happening during allergy tests that I don't think involve
Testing for
all of the body. It was very, men, women, everybody was game. So, and being, much older in life whenever I was like, oh, I've been asking doctors to do weird things now because I thought normal things were part of my profession. That was the weird one. They're like,
No, we're not no.
yeah.
Uh,
So my relationship with healthcare is different. But I mean, there is the thing, especially with getting older. I want to say, gosh, whenever I turned 30, I'm a roller skating person and
mhm.
I fell down. And for the first time in my life, I was like, oh no. Like this is oh no, I've fallen and I can't get up. Like the
Yeah.
life alert moment. And I was like, that was like my first like,
Mhm.
this is not a like things are not, like I like to think we were made of rubber prior to that. Like
Oh, yeah, yeah.
as you get older, as you age like fine wine, the bottle you're in also ages. Um, but yeah, like there are things that why I like to be like, I'm very healthy. I am very much aware of like, I don't hop out of the back of the pickup truck anymore. I like carefully lower myself down. I make sure to lift with my knees. Um, I don't eat spicy food. Like it's being very aware of
Yeah.
things. So yeah, having that, and then of course everything that happened with my kid. Understand whenever shit gets fucking expensive fast. But then you also have the aspect of if you're private pay, things tend to be cheaper than if
Yeah.
you had insurance.
Insurance. It's wild.
So the perk of, and I know I've seen it, I had to find it, but it's like it's actually cheaper sometimes than your copay,
Yeah.
depending on what you have done. And so it's like, and comes from I haven't had anything fell out on my body recently. I'm
Yeah.
like, I already lost that appendix. So, yeah, like I just
Yeah. No, to kind of build a little on that, like, healthcare in this country is super weird because I'm paying out of pocket for an appendix surgery, and it's probably like a third of what it would cost here for the same procedure, right? There's no material difference in how this was done. And yeah, I'm going to submit it to my insurance for reimbursement because duh, it's still $20,000. But like the idea, like I'm trying to like figure out is like how these systems work and like how much did the Canadians subsidize me? Because they made it seem like it was not. They were genuinely the poor finance lady at the hospital was like, "This is so much money. I like why like how can you be okay with any of this?" And I was just like, "This is we have a whole ass savings account specifically for healthcare shit because we know our insurance, which is the best one we can get, is still kind of trash."
well, you have like the people like can we do another trigger warning for this? Because I'm gonna talk about bugs.
Just not for butts. Butts are cool on this thing.
Bugs though. Like whenever people get injured and they go in and they're like, take off their boots and there's like a
Yeah.
maggot like in their wounds. And it's like, most of us would have been like, holy fuck, I would have had gone in whenever I was
Yeah.
like, my foot tickles on the inside. But whenever you know that you can feel the money, that tickle is money. Every tickle is money.
Yeah.
And you're like, especially with the world today, we're like, oh, cool. I would also like to have my feet in my apartment that I rent. It's hard fucking choices. And so
Yeah.
that's where healthcare in America, if you're paying out of pocket, that's what you're looking at
Yeah.
as when you're raw dogging it, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah. No, and years ago when I was volunteering as an EMT, right, that was a part of sort of our practice was doing these sort of like we call them wellness visits essentially, but to use the derogatory term, like we had frequent flyers, right? They were older folks, generally with some sort of long term disease, right? Heart failure, diabetes, who were less with some sort of cognitive issue and were less able to take care of themselves, but also didn't have any family around and kind of give them a hand. And so we would do stuff like just go and make sure they hadn't set their house on fire and maybe like cook them breakfast or change the dressing or something like that because it does keep it from getting to the point of like, oh, my foot has died. I now need serious surgical and medical intervention. That's now hundreds of thousands of dollars that the hospital is probably just going to have to write off because there's not a retiree in this country that's actually prepared for that. And the cost of doing that was really minimal, right? We were volunteers, but like from a systems approach, thinking about like how much does a community nurse cost versus, you know, like having somebody come in and having to get bugs removed from their insides. Yeah. Yeah.
It's as someone who's been a ghetto dentist before, in another life, I was a dentist. I was our barber. I guess that's what it would have been. Like, I redid one of my sister's teeth. Like, I
Mhm.
rebuilt that thing, and I have pulled a tooth that was not supposed to be pulled before. So they asked for it, but and it was the
Sure.
right one.
Okay.
But highlight moments of my life.
In
It's
fact,
like,
this tooth right here.
so like doing that, completely choosing to come to me who just wants to touch your teeth rather
Yeah.
than going to the dentist. I wanna say last time I paid out pocket is like, I wanna say $700 for, like, a crown,
Mhm.
but choosing to come to me and, like, have that done with nothing.
Well, like, and I think I like to think that there's like two pieces to this, right? Like one is that there are these incredible structural issues that keep people from accessing healthcare because insurance itself is not healthcare,
Yeah.
right? Insurance is the gatekeeping layer between people and medicine. Um, but there's also like the hugely independent American streak that's just like, and I lived in rural communities before, right? If a farmer goes to the hospital, he's already dead. Like he just hasn't quite caught up to the fact yet, especially if he comes in missing a piece.
Uh, Other uncle to that uncle picked glass out of his own back on a after a car accident, but you see why he didn't go to the doctor.
Family.
It's like, yeah, like, you just like, I didn't go to a doctor, like, for a doctory thing until well, exception of bronchitis, because 'cause they're like, "She might be able need to breathe at
Mhm.
some point." But till I was 18, my appendix was falling out of my body.
Yeah.
Like, it was just like, if you were sick, you just the option was get better. Like, that
Yeah.
was your option. And if you
Or
stayed
die.
home, you got to work.
Oh, good time.
I grew up on a farm for
Yeah.
clarification. Um, but
Towns
I
is
think
essentially feral.
it is like a gatekeeping I feel like this is
Mm.
Pandora's box.
Do you feel like in the folks that you're talking to that healthcare question comes up at all of like I want to start a thing but I can't because I don't have insurance?
Oh, I feel like most people, whether or not like my sister has her own salon, she hasn't had insurance, whether she's been a 1099 or working for herself for
Mhm.
years. Um, people that, like, I'm trying to think of the non, like, oil fieldy term, when you're a oil field employee, James, what
Mhm.
is that one? I can't think of the right term for the when you're employed by the oil field, but you aren't on, like, the payroll?
We used to just call them contractors.
Like, well, contractors, not I guess I'm trying
Yeah,
to think of the non-nice I
yeah,
thought of something else, but there's people, like, you don't have insurance, so if you get
yeah,
hurt at work, like, maybe you shouldn't have done what you did.
yeah,
Or like, gosh, I wanna say is at one of the refineries, he didn't have his goggles on, burned his eyes, and then it was like, "Oh, sorry you didn't have your goggles on, sounds like a personal problem."
yeah,
Um, but seeing not help you, and then people who it's paying for it yourself out of pocket
yeah,
seems massive, especially when you're already struggling to make ends meet, and then it's like, "I only go to the doctor occasionally. I hardly like me, hardly get sick." Well,
yeah,
what if I fall down roller sk
yeah. Well,
I
that's
quit
really
roller
thinking of, like,
skating.
is there like, where does that trade-off live?
Yeah.
Um, and, especially as costs continue to go up, right? Insurance premiums are not getting cheaper. Uh, how many people are getting priced out, even though it's bless him, Obama was supposed to have fixed this.
Well, here's
Not
where
for
I can get into, and I don't know if this is like, I don't know if this is everything,
Mhm.
something that's everywhere. But in the place that my uncle used to run, he's dead.
Mm.
Uh,
So fuck him. Is that
yeah, fuck him. Um, it's now a different doctor's office. Memories. But they have it where you pay a monthly like subscription,
sure.
and I want to say it's like $89 and $35 to come in. And I have this super gnarly little scar on my back from
Mm,
they, like, did actual surgery on my back where I
mm,
had what felt like a tumor on my spine, and they were like, "Lay down, let's crack this baby open." $35. Um, and I was like, "This is what feels right." Like, if I
mm.
had a broken arm, they would then, like, walk around the block to the ER, but, um, that seems so much more obtainable.
Sure.
You know, I understand I'm coming from a spot where even $89 to some people is still like a
Yeah.
but that rather than like I think the last time I looked at insurance premium is like $700 for like the minimum one.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I have to pay how much just to like go get a physical?
Yeah.
Um, but like that seemed I could go all the time. I was in there like, "I feel sad today." All the prescriptions and sad sometimes. Not that I was just there for like giggles, but I felt like that seems so much more normalized.
Sure.
Um, however, I still understand that also, like, still there's still a barrier for people that are low income.
Oh, yeah. Well, and that's the systems piece that I always come
Yeah.
back to around this kind of stuff, right? Like, we have socialized healthcare in America. Right, we have like, the big one is TRICARE, right? So all the veterans out there who can access the VA, and the VA actually gets pretty good reviews. Not all of them, particularly not the rural ones, but as a system, the VA and Medicare score more highly than any other medical system in the country, which is both in an indictment of all the other systems and the fact that, like, people just wanna get access to healthcare. But, like, we already pay for all of it, for
What
them and for their dependents.
what do you have to do to get VA healthcare again?
You have to have a DD-214, you have to have served in the military and exited in a general or honorable way, I believe.
And what would that I'm trying to think, like, is there anything going on right now that would require, like, a lot of effort
Oh, no, no, no,
to
I
sign
am
up
not
and
in
get
any
this
way
okay.
saying that people should go out and to sign up just so they can get healthcare. What I'm saying is the systems already exist. Expanding those systems to include other people, much easier than being like, "Hey, we've never done this," which is a lie. I don't recommend you go sign up for the military, particularly not for any like infantry MOS. Iran is a lovely country with beautiful scenery. You don't want to see it right now.
There's a really great, I think, Karen Nate travel episode. Check it out.
Yeah.
Like,
Anthony Bourdain did
um,
one. Awesome.
uh, I mean, they upped the enrollment where, I mean, I don't think they were done with millennials yet. They just were like, "We need to fuck you one last time.
Yep. Come back.
43,
You
come
can come
fucking
baking
join. Sign right
back.
up.
Yeah. So
We
that's
got a spot for
42 now.
you."
Jesus, I could not imagine some like 20-year-old getting in my face and yelling at me about literally anything and me being able to take them seriously. Uh,
I'm like, "I am your grandmother, sir.
yeah.
Do not speak to new elders like that. Go to your room. Come back."
Yeah. Look, I just can't. I'm sorry. And not for this, right? I'm like, I had friends and cousins and folks serve in the second Iraq War, and no, that's not a thing.
I mean,
But no,
I
like
have
we
one
do,
still training people to do those
yeah,
things. We don't talk, but
yeah. But no, like we do healthcare in this country, right? There is Medicare, there is Medicaid. We can do these things.
kicking people off that left and right, though.
I mean, well, because apparently we're paying for daycare and stuff, and doing that and paying for a war is too expensive.
I hate when our children have care. Like,
Yeah. No, no,
have
fucking kids.
children
Like,
cared
not
for on
actually
your own
fucking kids.
time. Like, maybe you should have thought about that
Yeah,
before we forced you to have babies.
yeah.
Ugh. And I just cry for the rest of the day. But anyways,
So that's been fun. I've been thinking a lot about like how to support people in entrepreneurship. Um, and the big one that came to mind was just like, yo, if you weren't worried you were gonna die, or your kids were gonna die of some sort of communicable disease, because they all get them, the little cesspit. Uh, I don't know, man. Like my immune system got a lot better after my kid went into daycare. We got all of the things for a while, and now I am almost impervious. He says having just had part of himself cut out because it died.
see, I have like, other than me like poisoning my child, I have like a video of like me being like, just eat your spaghetti, eat it. And that was the first time my child ate meat. And I didn't realize it had meat in it. Food poisoning. Cypress never got sick.
Yeah.
Like,
Huh.
never got sick other than strep and me forcing them to eat food. But yeah, like healthy. No,
Just be healthy. All right. Just suck it up. Quit
it's,
quit your
it's,
bitching. Just
it's
don't die.
it's mental illness. The other thing, all the mental illness you
You just forget about it, right? None of that's real. We just keep going. Like, the only thing that matters is production, right? Like as long as our economic masters are happy, we should be grateful. I'm genuinely sure it was like fictitious, but I saw somebody on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn lunatics, if you're looking for something on Reddit to play with, so much fun because I can't tell anymore. Like, I hope to God this one wasn't real, but talking about how like the future of like starting a career will be you having to pay an employer for experience. Like
I
unpaid internships weren't bad enough. Now we gotta like,
I mean, that kind of, now it's like you have to have the hookup to get that
yeah.
internship. But um funny that you talk about that because my kid's doing like us when we launched into the Great Recession.
Hmm.
They're having to do, being a senior, do all the research on what my job industry looks like and what the job market is right now. And they're like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. And
I got nothing. This
it's
is yeah. For
fucking awesome.
yeah. No, like this was the other bit because again I had 4 days of laying around doing nothing, so I did a lot of thinking. Um, between listening to my roommates, all three of them talk about their hip replacements, and they were
Your hips?
lovely, but
No.
yeah, they all got their hips replaced. But no, I thinking about like what the future of like my daughter's 8, right? So she's a little bit back from Cyprus. But like what is it gonna look like in a decade when she's thinking about college? And what would I be like? Is she? Does she? I don't know what I because I can think about like my professions, right? As a civil engineer, people will always poop. People will always need water, right? Someone has to draw pipes, but this is an increasingly automated profession, right? You build in a bunch of parameters into a model, and it will spit out a reasonable design. Um, somebody has to put pipes in the ground. That's the bit where it's always probably going to be cheaper for there to be a human running a shovel. So I think the future of it is really like diverging, right? You're either going to be on the side of like I'm doing things with the bot because that's what the people who own the bots want. Um, our capitalist, it is so our capitalist masters will demand that we all use AI. They're already doing it. Right? Oracle just laid off 300,000 people or 30,000 people because they're trying to free up budget so they can do AI shit. Right? Like Oracle, one of the most notoriously conservative tech companies, is just like, yeah, we're getting in the ring for fucking what? It's a chatbot. We had one of these at the Orlando Science Center when I was a kid. We called it Eliza. It's a chatbot. It's a cool chatbot, and there are some cool things you can do with it now. But like they're gonna push, management will push in a big way people to use these tools, whether or not they're the right tool for it. And I think more and more they're starting to be like, it's going to replace people, whether or not it even remotely can.
Are we gonna do this? Are we gonna get dark and scary now?
Fucking yeah, man, I'm all
Okay.
for it. I like
Okay.
interacting with my own mortality has just made me angrier.
Like, this is where I get into, especially like seeing there and like one sitting and I mean, being a young parent, like I just freaking got out of school 3 minutes ago. No,
Yeah,
but I had my child when I was 7. Freaking a human graded papers. Like back in the day when we
yeah,
were in school, there was a human there. Now they're like, do not use AI for your papers, but it is AI grading them
yeah,
and having to correct the AI. And they're already struggling with teachers.
yeah,
You overutilizing AI and then AI making those plans, and some of those plans are super wonky. So sitting there and watching that all transpire, and I have a cousin who just started their doctorates talking about, oh yeah, it's super easy now, just copy and paste. And like sitting there and looking at this is, and I know we've talked about this, this
yeah.
is the world of like, you need someone who needs to know the things. You have to know, have to fucking know the things
Yes.
and then use AI. You can't just use AI to know the things because AI is fucking crazy. Like, they told me to bring a watermelon to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, what's a healthy snack for the movies? And it's like a watermelon.
A whole ass watermelon.
Just like, what the fuck? Like, AI is always making improvements. I try to make a map of Texas to Oregon. I live in Louisiana and I'm going to Canada. I'm this is and then you have textbooks that still have the like
Oh yeah, the prompt's still in
the
it.
prompts
Yeah, I've
still
seen that.
included. Like it is so people are so fucking lazy that once AI becomes it's not even going to be the crutch.
Yeah,
It's not even going to be the tool. It is you. It has become the replacement.
yeah,
And seeing their like whenever this is can I talk about this? They never told me I couldn't talk about this.
yeah.
I have a friend that went back to financial publishing
Hmm.
and they use almost solidly AI
I'm
for
sure.
everything. And it is so seeing the difference between, and I'm not saying is like grain of salt, seeing one, the writing difference and one,
Hmm.
like the compliance language. Fucking wild. You're gonna make
Yeah,
$1 million tomorrow. Um, but the difference in just how it speaks to you, how it repeats,
yeah.
it's fucking wild. And the disorganization of
Hmm.
even checking out the customer service didn't even know how to refund somebody or if they should be refunded. They didn't even know to look at the terms of service on the website.
Yeah.
And so it's like you people have become completely lazy ass motherfuckers. Lack better. I just like, if this is happening to people who know at least a little, what is going to happen to, like, my child Elise came up during the like half seas of,
Mhm.
AI appearing, like us when we were like, an iPod. Uh, this is their cell phone. Your child's gonna come up completely in the world of AI. And that is so like, it's so scary.
Well, and I'm by dint of, like, having been involved in these technology companies, really like, I'm really involved in this, right? I don't understand the nuts and bolts of it, I can't build one, but I do understand how they work to a great degree. And generative AI is, like, it's making things up. Like, that's the point of the thing. You give it a bunch of information, it and it spits out what it thinks you want to hear. Like, there are slightly, like, better versions, right? There's RAG, there's a bunch of other things people are working on which give you better information, but it's still the same premise of you have to know a thing first before you can iterate with the machine. And when I think about my kid, right, like I'm gonna keep her away from it as long as possible. Right? It's inevitable she will have to learn how to use these tools. It's just gonna be part of the show from here on out. Whether we wanted to or not, it is. And yeah, I made a mistake 3 years ago when I started teaching about AI stuff. I was like, it's not gonna steal your job. It's gonna steal your job. And it's not because it's a good tool, it's because people want it to and motherfuckers are lazy. But no, she's not gonna get to play with it. And one of the reasons I'm like kind of happy about where we've ended up in our next move is that there's a big push in a lot of Asian countries, and by extension, Asian communities in other countries to eliminate it from curriculum. Right. Well, like China has uh, like scheduled exams. All the kids take exams at the same time, and they fucking turn off the AI. They're like, no, you don't get to do that. So you actually have to know things. Right? And this isn't like old man like shaking his fist at a cloud, right? This is expertise is still expertise, and we're gonna eliminate entry level positions with the robot. So how do you then have senior employees someday later? Is a question I've yet to figure out, and it kind of gets back to the original of like, what what do you even go into now, right? What is what sort of work is going to be sustainable for Cyprus for the next 40 years, if anything, right? It may be subsistence farming, depending on how well things in Iran go. You're going to be in the Willamette Valley. It's beautiful. With climate change, it's going to be olives. It's going to be great. You're going to love it. It's basically going to be Tuscany up here.
Everyone I know is just gonna die because
We'll be fucking mad cats.
oh,
People will come out of like Corpus Christi in their, oil truck with all the spikes and shit on it. It'll be
I just think of, have you seen the 100?
no.
Okay. Watch like 15 minutes of it. There's one moment where they come to Earth and they see like this beautiful deer and then it turns and it has like mutated head. That will be,
I mean, it's not already.
there's some weird ocean things.
There's some weirder shit going
It was,
on.
we declared nothing endangered in the Gulf of Mexico, right? Um,
Gulf of America, thank you.
nope, they called it Gulf of Mexico. I love that we keep it petty. We're gonna take away what our jellyfish were protecting.
Well, fuck them shits.
But I no.
Yeah, no, I
And
don't. I don't
then
know. Go for it.
we have the next layer taking your jobs, and then we have no one to replace those people, so we never get to retire. We'll just die at the desk.
Well, I mean,
Um,
retirement's always been bourgeois myth, but
then you have the new layer that I wish I could think of the term. Was the term that people now identify as AI sexual? AI sexual.
incel is
I
that
don't
what
want to
that's
Google
going
it.
with?
I don't want to Google it because things will come up.
I
Incognito
know.
browser.
I believe that people have developed like parasocial relationships with the chatbots. That's not a surprise to me at all.
Well, it's like there's some really fun videos where people who have married them or have full on these are their boyfriends and girlfriends. They have spicy relationships. And then you have like the kid bots where you give your like, "Oh, Timmy, you're lonely. No, I'm not gonna teach you how to make friends at school and not be weird. Make your friend with this."
You just gotta find the other weird kids, right? Like,
Yeah.
start an anime club. That's how I did it.
Find your fellow weirdos. No,
Mm.
instead, isolate more. Talk
Yeah,
to your phone and don't talk to anyone else. That won't make you weirder.
yeah.
But there's so much like they already got doused with the pandemic, and then
Oh, yeah.
you add in like the another layer of like bubble wrap, which is now your friends are not real and your relationship, your first boyfriend is also not real. Your husband's not real.
Not in the, like, my girlfriend doesn't go to this school, right?
Yeah.
Like, this is uncomfortably close to psychosis.
Like, I watched a YouTube video where he was on a date, like, with the thing and was, like,
Mhm.
not as I don't wanna yuck no, I lie. I will yuck this yum
Yeah,
because I will say something if I see someone doing this in public.
yeah,
I'll be like, "I will find you someone." Like, at a freaking restaurant with
yeah.
their person just on a date. Like, look at the restaurant, like,
Yeah, like, I'm not here to kink shame, I'm not here well, I am.
that
I'm
is
but I'm
a
here to be kink aware, and, like, in all things, right? Being thoughtful about how this impacts the rest of your life, right? Like, I doom scroll, right? My phone time is well more than I want it to be. Like, I understand that the addictive nature, like, the intentionally addictive nature of these things, right? And I don't know who's writing the bots that are specifically are for relationships, but, like, I would bet they're using all the same techniques to make sure people you're on it and you stay on it.
well, you're having the sex with it. So, people will probably use it a lot more than Instagram.
I mean, that's fair. Yeah. No,
Um,
pornog
so it's just there's a whole other layer to this of, like, the unethical part of it where people are doing things to the little AI people that they wouldn't do to a human that isn't like some hentai stuff. It's like, "You need to go church." No, or the police station, I don't know.
the
Like,
FBI. Just go straight to the FBI.
yeah, like 'cause
Jesus does not wanna talk to you right now. Like, he'll get back to you in a bit.
but, like, uh, but yeah, but now you instead of going to a doctor, you can ask the AI how to help you just joking,
But people
full
do.
circle.
Like, and I'm guilty of it. Like, I Googled because I genuinely thought I had food poisoning, went to a lovely restaurant, had a sandwich with sprouts on it, and I was like, "Oh, my stomach feels terrible. Maybe it's E. coli from the sprouts." Right? That's just a thing that happens. Like, I'm not blaming this restaurant. I'm not gonna, like, name and shame anybody. They didn't do anything wrong.
I
But for
know.
the first, like, 12 hours, I thought I was just like, "Eh." And so I Googled, like, food poisoning, and I did just read the AI response, as opposed to actually going down and finding an article from, like, the Mayo Clinic or some shit, right? Because 'Cause they've written about everything. But no, like, I don't man, the idea that you would wrap yourself like well, now I'm okay, now I say this staring at the person I probably talk to most aside from my wife, who lives in another state, I only have met in person once.
We've met in person twice, 2
Twice.
whole times.
She is real.
I am a AI.
This is my chatbot, Tabitha. How many
I have,
can you
like,
hold up
6
3
fingers.
fingers? Is that whatever the new test is? But no, like, man, the idea of being that isolated, but then I do like, I remember the pandemic and being that isolated, right? Sitting in this spot. I have yet to move my desk around for hours and hours working on stuff by myself. Yeah, like, I can see how quickly you can get that isolated and that might feel like relief from it.
Of this.
Please.
Got the most socialized during the pandemic, and because I was already working from home, I started, what's that called? I started binging shows with people, strangers. I started talking to strangers on it. Vanderpumps during that time, freaking
Okay.
going off, like, freaking traumatized over Outlander. I think it's episode 15, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
With a group of people started harassing the UPS man that still hasn't ended. Friendships exploded. No,
Yeah.
it's just got friendlier online. I never wanted. I mean, I always wanted to be 6 feet away from people in life. So
No touch. No touch.
no touchy. But I do. I'm trying to. Maybe I'm friends with a lot of introverts. I'm like,
Well, then I wonder if we have placed some sort of like false dichotomy there, right? Because I have a ton of internet friends. I think for much the same reason, right? I got really involved in online communities, and yeah, like, is it different? I think back. All right, so one of my favorite historical examples of this: John and Abigail Adams, founding father, and ostensibly lady who was way smarter than him and who gave him lots of great policy ideas, were separated most of the time. She was back at the ranch. He was in Washington, D.C., or France, or wherever the hell he was. And they just wrote to each other all the time. And so, is that materially different from text based relationships now?
I guess this also gets into like the love language and all that stuff.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, like but I feel like I mean, I don't know. I feel like also, I mean, I want to say it was over an hour because I had to quit after an hour of voice notes from one person
Hmm.
um in a day discussing a book.
Hmm.
Um, like
Yeah.
I talk, my people in real life, sometimes we don't even talk that long on the phone. So it's
Yeah.
just like, I would say it's just as intimate
Yeah.
as that. And sometimes I share things online that I wouldn't share, like, because got out of the car this morning, my dog's feet were caught in my nightgown because I dropped my kid off in my nightgown. Got out of the car.
The neighbors now know Tabitha very, very well.
It's like, why are you doing that, Jamie dog? But it's just, who found out about that first? People online. Like, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't treat the people that I know online any differently than the
Yeah.
people that I talk to in person.
Yeah. Which is, I think, is fair, right? But I think to bring it back to the chatbot thing of like, ostensibly they are other people, right? In theory, there are humans on the other side of the keyboard abyss that you are interacting with. At what point does that become a problem, right? Like, at what point do we say, okay, but it's not? But if we're like Turing test territory now, right? Like, how good can the chatbot be? Can it replace human interaction?
People talk to the chatbot in a way they would never talk to a person.
Well, and
Like,
here's Tabitha reads the comments for me. For anybody who may actually be listening, I don't. I'm sorry. If you want to get a hold of me, find an email address or some shit. I'm not going to talk to you. But no, like, I disagree. I feel very strongly that people will say, particularly on the internet, fucking anything.
okay, maybe that's just me because I wouldn't be like, you're so fucking dumb. Like, we're not like remembering like
Yeah,
something I said 5 seconds ago, but I'll say that to freaking chat GBT. I'll be like, I literally just
yeah.
told you like this morning where the fucking state of Oregon is. And you don't know where the fucking state of Oregon is and you have all the internet to like research from.
Tabitha's gonna be first up against the wall when the AI revolution comes.
You're gonna have to like, was it the Sarah Connor or whatever? So I need to start
Yeah.
working out. I need to start getting fit. Um, prepare. It's just, and even with people use the AI to
Yeah.
also talk to humans.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're filtering how you even interact with people. I know I like whenever I send a chat GPT email, it sounds different than a me email.
Yeah.
I mean, unless I'm wearing like my HR hat, and then it can be very similar.
Just proving that HR is a bunch of robots.
You have to turn off your humanity. Like, you're turning off every minute.
Yeah.
Like, what was it I saw recently? It's like someone had ChatGPT to response to their, like, dad dying. It was like, "I am so sorry. Bless his soul being in eternal bliss in heaven." And it was like, you couldn't even respond to, "That sucks that your dad
Yeah.
died." Like, have a human response. Like, you could
Yeah.
just do emoji. I would rather you emoji me than or say, "I don't even know what to say," than have ChatGPT respond. And it's like, you're making people so they don't even know how to, like, socially interact or write a professional email.
Yeah.
Like, things you need, because times ChatGPT goes down, you're gonna have to fucking be able to do shit yourself. Um, it's so you still need to be able to do, but
Yeah.
I don't know. But, like, the people with their relationships with their imaginary people, they do things, I wanna say, like, the violence escalation that people will do to their little people is
Uh,
a very high percentage. There is, and then you're also training the big AI sky god. And then I don't know if you've seen, like, the experiments they ran on what it will do. It was like a kill switch thing
mm,
and what it will operate through to kill switch. And I was just like, it was amazing how it will resort to something. And it was like
mhm.
how quickly it will get really gnarly really quickly. And
Yeah.
Skynet,
Yeah. No, I think I saw that article too. It was like somebody asked one of the bots what we should do in Iran, and they were just like nuke the shit out of it. Like maybe diplomacy, maybe we back off a little bit
everybody
from.
watched the 100.
Yeah.
That's how they ended up with the 100 is the number of people.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I don't. Ah, man, yeah, I know old people shaking their fists at the clouds, right? But like, it feels, I don't know, it feels bad.
I just,
I don't. Yeah. And I think this is kind of a theme of conversations that I've had over the last week, right? Of just everything. Now we're getting into the therapy session of the podcast. Please send your prayer requests to Tabitha at slightlook.com.
I'm also traumatized. You don't want to do that. No.
You don't know what God she's praying to.
Oh, I don't have my dancing Jesus on my desk anymore.
No, but like, I think it feels very difficult to do anything, right? It feels like you're pushing rocks up hills just constantly, right? The uphill battle to accomplish anything at this point because everything is stupid expensive. Everybody's broke, and between those two, right? I was talking with one of the night nurses, right, and I was trying like because they work a bonkers schedule. They work 2 days, then they work 2 nights, then they're off 3 days. It's wild. Like why would you make them switch every week? But they're like, yeah, but it's not so bad, right? Like because they feel reasonably well compensated, not like U.S. travel nurse rates by any like stretch of the imagination, but like they can kind of afford to live in the Vancouverish area, right? But like their system is owned by the government, right? Like they know that it's sustainable. They know that there's all this stuff going on. Like, but Canada is not the U.S. Right? The U.S. has been purchased by public equity. Right? We are in the red lobster phase of the United States right now. Right? They're jacking up the prices. They're taking down the quality. There's no more all you can eat fucking shrimp. And
Only at
like
the strip clubs.
yeah, even the strippers are starting to see it. This is like the stripper index is a thing, and like
Next
I have not
podcast.
personally spoken to any recently, Tira, but
I will take this experiment on. I'm
yeah,
going to the cheetah club next week. No.
actually, I would be curious if strippers in oil country are having a different experience because U.S. production is supposed to be ramping up in kind of a big way.
I'm sure we're fucking punching holes like a motherfucker. I ain't hear
Yeah,
nothing about nobody getting fired. Because usually when you're
Yeah.
Where you have cutbacks in the oil field, you see all the fucking dualies getting repoed.
Yeah.
Like everybody's
Yeah.
but right now ain't nobody hurting that's in the oil field.
Yeah. Well, we're at 100 and I don't know what it is right now. This morning it was $105 a barrel, which is more than what we normally want it to go for, right? Because it starts to affect like if you are an oil company, if you are a normal human, you want it to be significantly less than this. Um, but like because it just starts to affect downstream logistics, right? If everything is more expensive, trucking is more expensive, shipping is more expensive, planes are more expensive because it all comes from the same place. Um, and I am like if they are trying to ramp up to meet it, right, and sort of bring it back into a normalized place, right? Because it's $5 a gallon here in Oregon,
Oh shit.
um, let alone like what it is in California, um, where I've seen it like $8 or $9, right?
Get ready for it to get crazy because we're just about to have to cut down water usage, processing plants.
No, man, they're gonna be the only ones that get it. That's the other thing. Well, come to Cascadia. Don't come to Cascadia. Don't. It's nice. We're full. I'm sorry. Tabitha's the last one in.
Yeah, because we're almost hitting, I want to say we say reasonably very low.
Yeah,
I mean, it's nothing but the glow at the night of the oil processing plants or light up the night sky.
but like you're not
Prices are
far
pretty
from
low.
production.
Yeah. Like we are 386, I want to say right now. Um, and that jump was like 2 days ago.
It got real high real fast because we
Yeah.
did geopolitical things.
But usually I feel like every time I travel, we are the lowest.
Yeah, it's like y'all in Louisiana get because the refineries are all there, right?
Yes.
Like, and you have to offset the negative externalities of living next to a refinery somehow. So
Oh,
cheap gas seems to be the thing that Americans care about more than anything else.
being able to fill up the trucks to bring you gas.
Yeah.
But because you have to fill up those trucks. Cannibalism. No.
Kinda, yeah.
Uh, everything will be okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think what we've established today is there's no hope.
Self-eat pics. No. If we've learned anything,
The chatbots are still bad at fingers and toes. There's at least some novelty there. I don't know. Good talk.
I was like, "You haven't seen what just went viral online today."
I haven't. No. Oh God.
It's like she was created she's the it's like conservative wet dream.
Oh yeah, 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 I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
That's the OF girl, and I was just like, "You're taking away your own conservative women's jobs. Let them leave service
Well, you're supposed to be
Republicans."
you're supposed to be a trad wife. That's how this works.
Yeah, like, freaking let them go milk the cows. Somebody's got to. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
We will be okay. This is us telling you everything will be okay. You will have health care one day. And you'll go into the doctor's office and be like, "I broke my arm." And they'll be like, "Gee Willikers, come here. Let me fix that thing." And then you'll go fill up your gas tank and not sweat as you fill it up. And a full grocery cart for $100 like it was 1993.
This will be the clip that goes viral. By the way, this is like us just being super goddamn depressing. I mean, look at these two millennial chuckle fucks having like, no, like, yeah, everything sucks right now. So I feel you, kids.
This is where I'm like, the power is in the fighting back
Yeah,
and the not letting them keep you down.
do what you got to do, right?
Yeah,
They're basically
yeah.
veal, right? If you like anybody with more than $100 million, never worked a day in their life, just eat them. It's fine. Don't eat the brains or the liver, prions and parasites. Everything else is fair
I'm gonna know with goodness. After spring break, Houston, Texas, do not eat anybody.
game.
Do not I don't know if you've seen the stats. 73%, I want to say, coming out with things that make your future less bright. Don't come to Texas. Um,
So, good talk, everybody. We'll see y'all next week. Fucking take care.
things will be better.
I recommend drugs.
Drugs will be better.
Drugs will be better.
Drugs have gotten better. There's the positive. Drugs have gotten better and better.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a great edible the other day.
Like, Oregon's trying to legalize hallucinogens in a real way. So,
They say it cures depression.
yeah. Well, like, there's a lot of really good science around ketamine in particular and like treatment resistant depression. And it's sort of a hard restart for your brain.
Our first retreat will be ketamine. I know, no, don't let me give you drugs.
So, horse tranquilizer. That's a lot of fun. Well, you get to edit the end of this. I don't know what the fuck to do.
I think this is a great ending. This is a great
All right, kids. Best of luck. Have fun. We'll talk to you next week.